Go on, let's get this going. We are on form.
Hello and welcome back to Football Talk, the podcast with myself, Dave, all the way here in Singapore, where it's currently, it's a late recording, this one. Josh, isn't it? I haven't even introduced you. They know who you are. Everyone knows who you are. You know, they know who's at the other end of the call. It's Joshua. Hello, are you alright?
Hello, my name is Joshua Cool. Yes, I'm here, yes. And getting in the Christmas spirit. Although, if I was a Premier League manager, I'll be in like the sacking spirit, because this is sacking time.
The merry-go-round is in full swing.
Oh, yeah.
It
could get really merry-go-roundy, actually, if Everton... we won't spoil that. There's some exciting stuff. I wanted to ask you a question, Dave.
Go for it.
What is your favourite bag of crisps?
What an interesting question.
And do you know why I'm asking this question?
Does it have to be a bag? No. Why are you asking the question? And does it have to be a bag?
That is a good... Because, no, it doesn't have to be a bag. Cause
Live, Sheffield United are 1-0 up, by the way. Inside 2 minutes. There you go. Yeah.
It can also be in a tube.
Pringles, salt and vinegar Pringles.
Salt and vinegar. Oh, a bit hard on the lips, they are.
Yeah, but they're so Moorish. And, like, my mouth salivates as I go to open it and you get the whiff. Oh yeah.
Oh, sour cream and onion Pringles. Oh,
yeah, good second choice.
Yeah.
Good second place.
Yeah.
So.
But I can't have either because they contain gluten, so I can't eat either.
Oh, the poor life of a celiac.
Little Audi do a knockoff version, which tastes, like if you've left a Pringle out for a day, it tastes like that. I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, good.
Listeners, what's your favourite Christmas?
What prompted that question?
Because when we first connected our phone call, I heard jostling in the jostling in the background of Dave's audio. I was like, "Oh, what's he up to?" And I like to think it was getting crisps rather than masturbating. So
yeah,
I just
it was neither. By the way, listeners, it was neither. I wasn't having crisps or masturbating. So
really impressive masturbating with a Pringle shoe.
Well. No, I wish. Yeah.
I don't call you sour cream Dave for nothing.
A weird question for you then, Josh. So,
right.
What do you have any snacks whilst watching football, or like doing the podcast, or anything like that, gaming or anything? So if you back in the day when you played Football Manager, what would be your Champ Manager? What would be your snack of choice? I ask because I've got fancy mixed nuts on my desk at the moment.
Oh, what are we talking? Are we talking plain but mixed? Like you've got,
they're camel fancy mixed nuts, premium quality.
Oh, and Christmas is the time for nuts. Before I was out until about an hour ago, and so I came back quickly, scoffed some nuts and some crisps, and some dry roasted peanuts. I had lovely.
Oh,
do you know what? I've only ever really had one, and it's the most middle class thing you might hear. So probably about 3 years ago, I started having some antipasti, some like olives and some artichoke and some little mushrooms and some mozzarella balls.
You've changed, man. You've changed since school.
I know. That's pretty middle class, isn't it?
Right. Anyway, we could talk about food. We have to do a separate podcast on food, I reckon. Josh. Next international break, we'll bring it up. Right. Yeah. As you alluded to, there has been plenty of news. So, do you want to start with the more recent news, which was announced today, or do you want to start with the big news that happened in the week?
No, let me just find out which manager it is, because Watford have sacked one of their managers. It's Quique Sanchez Flores has been sacked.
Again. Yeah, they sacked him again. Yeah.
Yes. Sack me again, and they did, and that just reeks of the board's ineptitude. Because if you sack a manager after 3 months, it's clear the board has made the wrong decision. If you're sacking a manager after 3 months who you've already appointed once before, who you know very damn well, it really is your problem. So it is all on Watford's management.
Do you reckon?
And
do you reckon Watford have gone Billy Big Balls and gone? Pochettino's available. Get Sanchez Flores out. He's coming in.
Quick. We need to react quickly.
Yeah.
I fear they may end up with someone a little bit less than Pochettino. I mean,
who do you reckon?
I'm dreaming a little bit. Troy Deeney, player manager.
No chance.
Dream.
Serious.
Serious. I think I've looked at it. It seems like Chris Hughton is being mooted, which is uninspiring. He's an adequate manager. He does well. I mean, he often gets sides promoted. So whether this is a forward planning, but they're not very adrift. They can definitely recover it. but yeah, he's a good manager. He's a consistent manager, but I don't think it's inspiring. And I'm not sure he will get them out of the fire.
If you were the Watford board or Elton John, is Elton John still in?
Still linked, yeah.
Yeah, he's still president, I think, isn't he? Or
Christmas.
If you were the Watford board, would you take a punt on someone like a Sam Allardyce with his track record?
You know what? I definitely would.
End of season, if I was, keep him up.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, 100%. I'd definitely be going Sam because I'd feel safe in Sam's embrace.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think it would stand a good chance of staying up with Sam because it's just there's the myth around it as well. Like he has done well, but there's also a thing. They're safe now. We've got this big Sam. He knows what he's doing, and yeah, I think that'd be good.
I think it's a sort of appointment which would panic a lot of the other teams around them. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they could go down the route of we'll go on to the next manager being sacked. Obviously, Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Good evening. Gone, and yes, and Freddie Ljungberg's at the wheel. And I posed a question to some listeners around if it was your club, who would you? I mean, you don't have to answer today because you are great. But Watford, maybe Watford could get a double header of Tommy Mooney and Tommy Smith. I don't know what those two are up to these days.
The two Tommies sounds like a really the knockoff of the two Ronnies. Yeah.
Yeah, just managing with fear. Probably Mooney more fear than Smith. Smith looked like a very nice lad.
So all right, so Tottenham then.
Tottenham, if I were to get a manager in, so this is someone. Well, Ole had managed, Freddie had managed, and Frank had managed. Okay, so they maybe had some managerial experience. Probably Robbie Keane. He's had some assistant managerial experience.
Gus Poyet.
Gus Poyet with Mauricio Tirico as the number 2.
Oh yeah.
Tried and tested. Who else has had a little bit of a stint?
Klinsmann
has obviously, he's just been appointed. Was it Hertha Berlin? Did I say? I can't remember off the top of my head.
It is. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. It was definitely someone like that. Yeah.
No, I mean a few people have said that. When Pochettino was going, I was like, I really no. It is Hertha Berlin, and I mean, have a slightly fond memories of Jurgen Klinsmann. It was just at the beginning of my supporting with Spurs, so yeah, it was good. But no, someone a bit later on, which Ledley King. Obviously, if Ledley King stepped in, I'd support him. I mean, right until the end. So because he's my favourite player of all time. But yeah, Unai Emery gone, and so Eintracht Frankfurt sacked, didn't they? Eintracht Frankfurt, who smashed Bayern, got Kovac sacked, beat Arsenal, got Emery sacked, but also lost all 3 matches in between. So
amazing.
We're just waiting for 4 more matches, and then the next one will be sacked. So whoever's 4th up, watch out.
Okay. What do you think about Freddie Ljungberg taking over? He's named Xhaka, hasn't he, and Mustafi in the game happening right now, which is very odd because Mustafi is dreadful. So
yeah, well, he's got dreadful players to choose from.
Fair enough.
So what, Xhaka's starting, is he?
Yeah, they've started Xhaka, Ozil and Mustafi in this game.
I think Ozil will probably be the happiest. Ozil will be like, I've won. Yes. Yeah. Get away, Emery. I'm in. So now I would imagine, and Ljungberg, I can seeing the value of someone like Ozil. I have no idea of his managerial style. He's got his UEFA Pro license, but I just know I got a feeling that Ozil will be like, he's in the. And obviously they've come out and said Ljungberg's got the Arsenal DNA. It's like, oh god, where have I heard this before? But
the whole Arsenal thing now, are they going to just sort of fall into the post-Ferguson Man United era where they've had someone there for so long now it would just be manager after manager after manager, and then you buy players after players after players to suit styles and it doesn't work? Or do you think they're going to go with a manager and he's going to be relatively long-term?
I think that, as you mentioned the word relatively there, because I think era of Wenger's and Ferguson's is over. But I know I that would be fortuitous because of how cut and thrust and how volatile the football is, that if they were to get a manager in and it would come off and it would be a good signing and it would work for X amount of years, say 4 or 5 years, I think clubs want that, but they just don't get it, so they then end up chopping and changing. So I can see them going for the former and just chopping and changing between manager now.
Okay.
Especially as their side does need a rebuild. Like they've got some. I mean, if you say you're going to build a side around Aubameyang and Ozil, they're both the wrong side of 30. I want to say.
Yeah.
They've got a central defence which is non-existent. They've got a central midfield which has got some elements you might like, but I mean Ceballos, if you want to keep him, you might not be able to. Torreira's showing flashes. No, I think there's a big old rebuild needed. So, and would Arsenal fans be happy if Freddie? I don't know. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to end up exactly like Ole. It's going to be.
I think so too. Yeah, I think he's going to come in and have a big bounce, and they'll give him the job, and it'll be pretty rubbish.
Yeah,
I think, and potentially tarnish his reputation, which is sort of happening with Ole at the moment.
Yeah, the other manager the other potential manager being mooted is Mikel Arteta, isn't it? Who seemingly is just forever linked.
Yeah, it is. I'm not too sure. I think Arteta would rather sweep in when Pep goes at Man City, stay at Man City as assistant, and then take over there and sort of carry.
But he's got. I mean, imagine. So say Marco Silva goes, and you're Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
What would you go? Would you go? And so both offers are on the table. You'd have Arsenal offering you or Everton offering you a job. Which one would you choose?
Arsenal. I would choose Arsenal. I think if I was Arteta, I'd choose Arsenal. I think. Yeah.
They're pretty much a little bit better in all regards, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they'll probably have a bit more money. They've got a bit. Maybe they've got better players and a bit more of a balanced squad compared to Everton. Like Everton are just so top heavy, aren't they, in terms of attacking midfielders? But yeah, it's a tough choice actually. It's a tough choice on Everton, isn't it? David Moyes, which is like the most linked manager at the moment, if Silva was to go.
Oh, they're their favourite. Yes, I think it might be. Yeah, and he's also up in the runnings for a Watford job. I imagine he's going to be linked because he's just a Premier League. It was quite sad looking at the list of Watford managers, or potential Watford managers, because it was really the old guard. Even Pardew was on the list. It's like, oh God. You do that, you are definitely going down.
You do not. Imagine being a Watford fan and then Alan Pardew gets appointed. Oh my God.
Oh,
be dreadful. I'm interested to know if you are a Watford supporter. Comment below, because I don't think we've got anyone that supports Watford that listens to the pod.
No, I don't think anyone's spoken out about it.
No, they haven't, which is interesting because they're getting a few mentions at the moment, especially about managers. So, but yeah, anything else in the news? I've got a couple of things, but yeah, go on.
I've got a couple of things. So, I want to mention Zlatan.
Yeah.
So obviously he announced this week that he'd got a 25% stake in Hammarby.
Yeah.
And he's a former Malmo player, seemingly rivals because his statue was set on fire in Malmo.
It was.
I think it was Zlatan said something like, I believe the Malmo fans understand my decision. Malmo fans were like, let's kill this fucking statue. Let's burn it to the ground. It's like, okay, maybe I understand.
Did you hear about how that all came about? His stake in Hammarby?
Isn't it linked to... Was it linked to LA Galaxy?
It is linked to the LA Galaxy. They're owned by the same parent company. No, well, they are now. They weren't. That parent company bought Hammarby and then offered 25% of it or 20% of it or something to Zlatan as part of a deal struck with LA Galaxy or something. It's all very bizarre. But yeah, it's very strange. It's also a very strange decision from Zlatan as well. Do we know where he's going next year yet? Has it been
announced yet? No, everybody thought, because he announced
La Liga, didn't he? Oh no,
yeah, but
Italy.
he also mentioned Hammarby.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, what? He's going to play there now, but then it became ownership. He mentioned La Liga, and then there's Milan were mooted, so I don't really know, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't think anyone really knows apart from Zlatan.
He'll be coming to a Premier League club near you soon. Well, very close to you. Might be going to Spurs.
Maybe. I'll take him.
The draw for Euro 2020 happened, and normally we would talk about England, but let's talk about France, Germany, and Portugal all being in the same group. That is group of death if ever you hear one.
And then with one place left to be filled by winner of playoff A, it's like, oh dear.
yeah, exactly. So
honestly, it's like, what's the point? What is the point? I'm going to be getting through here. Maybe, you never know. They might be able to get something. I know they're not going to. Whoever gets that last playoff place is finishing bottom. It's a bit of a funny one. I had a little chuckle as well. See how Wales announced who's in their group. See that?
I didn't see how
they used the format of the Gareth Bale flag of, was it Wales, Golf, Madrid in that order.
Oh, yeah.
They put a flag out saying Switzerland, Turkey, Italy in that order. Well, that was quite
very clever. Very clever.
It means a little bit for England as well if you're an England fan, because if we win our group, we would face the runner-up in the group of death. But if we runner-up in our group, or maybe in third place, because it's a weird format, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'd go in the other half of the draw. So I think
us and Croatia will be battling out to lose our head-to-head match.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how it plays out. I think.
It won't be much of a battle for us. I reckon we can manage to lose that.
Yeah, I actually think we'll win every game in the group and then go out in the tough next round. I think that's what we'll do with that group. I think we'll beat Croatia.
Be some game management, and you shouldn't do that. We need as favourable a draw as we got in World Cup 2018.
Very true. Yeah, that is very true. Have you
But
seen
just
the
on
video?
that group of death,
go on. Yeah, go on.
On that group of death, they are the previous 3 winners of the 3 major European trophies. There's
Yeah.
World Cup winner 2018, Euro 2016, World Cup 2014 are all in that group. So that's how much of a group of death it is. I'm not quite sure how any seeding or draws managed to let that fuck up happen, because they'll be like, oh great, so one of the good, top 10, top 8 favourites is going to go out.
Yeah. It was what I was going to mention was about that group. Have you seen the video where it shows the reactions of Joachim Low, Didier Deschamps, and whoever the current Portuguese manager is, who slips my mind at the moment?
I've seen a still of it. I didn't know if it was like real or if they just kind of
where it's obviously Germany come out and then it says France are going to be in the group, and Didier Deschamps has a big smile, and Joachim Low has this big grimace on his face, and then Portugal get drawn, and the Portuguese representative are just like, oh, for God's sake. Like, you can see it. It's very, very good to see, actually. Very funny. But we have been made joint favourites for the title. So,
oh dear.
Yeah.
No, it should be a good one. It should be good, I reckon.
All 3 of our games are at Wembley, so yeah, they think that'll be very favourable.
Quite hopeful. Yeah, we'll see how much of a slog it is. Obviously, maybe hopefully Premier League matches, someone can win a title early on, get it wrapped up, and some players get some rest in, and just eke themselves over the line rather than go blood and guts and injuries and no broken metatarsals, please.
Yeah. Definitely. So, the only other bit of news I've got is from this side of the world, actually.
Oh, okay.
Fabio Cannavaro, remember him?
Yes, I've heard of that man.
Yeah, he's won his first major honour of his managerial career. Chinese Super League, he's just won it. And this is about 3 weeks, I think it was, after he was stood down from managerial duties and had to attend a corporate culture class. And then they reappointed him, and he won the league. After his, he agreed to some, I'm trying to remember what they called it, deep self-reflection techniques or something he had agreed to do. It was, it's bizarre. It sums up football in Asia so strangely. But yeah, he has won it.
And so he's the Guangzhou
Evergrande, yeah.
So he's got Paulinho at his disposal.
He has, and Oscar, is it as well there? Or is he at the other one?
I think it's just Paulinho and Anderson Talisca is the other one.
Ah, yeah, Talisca, yeah, that's it. So
yeah,
but yeah, so I think he'll be moving to Serie A at some point soon.
You reckon?
Yeah.
It's funny, yeah, because often in Serie A they give managers and Inzaghi's have had a go and things like that. But yeah, he's been plying his trade elsewhere for a while. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes back. He's been managing a fair few years now, I think.
Yeah, he was national manager, I think, of China as well at one point.
Was he?
Yeah, he's definitely done other jobs. Yeah, so.
I had one more bit of news, it was a bit of sad news actually. It made me sad. It's not inherently sad, but Phil Jones is approaching his 10-year anniversary at Man United, but he won't be having a testimonial.
Yeah, because
when he signed a new contract in February, it was part of a deal, but he was against it due to his decreasing popularity. And it just made me so sad. It's like, you can probably name loads at United, but can you name another player who's been at the club for so long yet so ridiculed?
No, not really. No, it's.
You feel a bit sad?
Yeah, it does. I think you shouldn't. It's tough because he doesn't help himself. He's very calamitous when he plays, and
yeah, he is. He made a shocker last week.
Yeah, and he's famous for his gurns and his facial expressions, but he still has given 10 years to the club, no matter what level. And that should be celebrated, rewarded, whatever. And it's sad that it's got to that point where, as a player, he realises that the fans don't support him, which makes it even stranger.
That's got to be so hard, isn't it?
That he didn't move in the summer when apparently we got a couple of bids for him, but he turned down the offers, and then that's why Smalling left. But yeah, it's an interesting one. So it does. Yeah, I understand that the sort of twang and twinge of sadness that you get from it, and I can understand that it's quite disappointing, I'd imagine. So,
All right.
But yeah. No other news from me. We've probably missed something quite big, but obviously the reviews, the weekend football reviews, will have quite a lot of news in it as well.
Indeed.
Yeah. So,
Right.
well, should we move on to the quiz?
Yes, let's do it. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la. It's quizzing time. Now, I sent you a message earlier today saying I thought this quiz was quite hard, Dave. So let me know what you think. So, obviously last week, Flamengo won the Copa Libertadores,
Right.
and Rafinha was in the side, a former Bayern Munich player, and he has become the 10th player to win the Champions League and the Copa Libertadores.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
I would like to know the other 9 players who have won both tournaments.
That is tough. My knowledge of Copa Libertadores is not brilliant, but I'm going to go with...
Well, in another way to phrase this question, name famous Brazilians and Argentinians
that have won
who
the
have won the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, first off the bat, I'm going to go obvious and go Carlos Tevez.
Carlos Tevez won the Champions League for Manchester United in 2008, was it?
Yeah, when we beat Chelsea. Yeah.
Yes, and won it for Boca.
Yeah. Right. I will go with Di Maria.
No, Di Maria has not won it.
This could be a very tough quiz, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm already struggling. I'm sure there's some really obvious ones that... Oh,
yeah, there's a big
Veron.
names. Not that name.
Juan Sepa Veron has not won the Champions League. Or has he won the Champions League?
He's won both.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I can't think who he'd won the Champions League with, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. That's a very good comeback, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling.
Yeah, he
with
won
this.
the Copa Libertadores in 2009 with Estudiantes, but only ever won the UEFA Cup, and that was with Parma in 98-99.
Okay. Right. Oh my God, there's got to be some really obvious ones. There has to be some really obvious ones, and my brain is drawing a blank. It is late in the evening here, and I have played 2 games of football in 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. So my body is...
2 games in 2 days? Are you a Liverpool player?
Well, no, but yeah, it's very tough. It was very tough. Both games played in over 30-degree heat as well. Absolutely mental.
Ooh, mama.
So yeah, I've said Carlos Tevez. Now I can just... All I'm thinking of is Martin Palermo, and I know he's not won the Champions League, so...
No.
Higuain.
But do you want me to... Oh, no.
I'm naming all the big players, Josh. That's all you said I had to do.
Yeah. I think maybe go with Brazilians more than first.
Oh, Ronaldo. He never won the Champions League. Rivaldo.
Oh, no, Dave.
What? These are big Brazilian players.
Who, sorry?
Rivaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo is not... No, Ronaldo is not on the list.
No. But what about Rivaldo?
Oh, Rivaldo. No, Dave.
Ronaldinho.
Names, but here we go.
There we go.
Woo. Oh, I thought I was going to lose you there. Yes, Ronaldinho, one of 2 players to win the Copa America after winning the Copa Libertadores. Sorry, after the Champions League. Him and Rafinha, the 2 who did it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So in that sense, you can know that a lot of these players would have won it, then came to Europe. So, I mean, 1, 2, 2 currently still play, and they both won it together. Actually, they both scored in the final, and they're both Brazilian. Then you've got 2 Argentinians and 3 Brazilians, but all of them either play in defence or goalkeeper.
Dani Alves.
No.
Literally, your hint of just naming famous Brazilians and Argentinians that have won the Champions League is rubbish.
There are a lot of famous Brazilians produce a lot of footballers. I don't know if you're aware of this. Who's probably the best Brazilian player at the moment?
Neymar.
Oh, hello, Dave.
There we go. That's the sort of
Neymar.
hint Dave loves.
Barcelona 2015, Santos 2011,
and his teammate in that tournament in that team has also won the Champions League, but I'm not sure we get that one. It was a bit more difficult. His teammate for Santos, that is.
Oh, okay. Robinho, did he ever win the Champions League?
Oh no, Robinho's still playing in the. He is not. Yeah, I don't think he won the Champions League.
Anderson?
No.
Oh, so he never won the Copa Libertadores. Okay.
Was he part of your 2008 winning side?
Yeah, he scored the winning penalty.
Such a good player for his leg break.
Yeah. Oh, Josh, you've stumped me with this quiz.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. I will leave it there, and then when we come back to it, I will walk you down the path rather than let you suffer like a
Thank you.
kind of maimed animal. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it there. You've got a further 6 left to name, and yeah.
And I'm struggling. Let's be honest, I am struggling.
They're all defenders, or a goal. I was one goalkeeper list, and this mixture of
Dida.
Yes. Dida, Milan.
I suddenly remembered he won it with
Rosario
Milan.
in '97.
Yeah.
Yes. So you've left with 1, 2 right backs, a left back, and 2 centre backs.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay.
All right. Leave it there. Okay, let's move on to this week's football, shall we, Dave?
Yes, let's move on to the reviews. So, well, I'll hand this over to you, Josh, because you're the man of the derby names. So
We'll start with the early kick-off, the Antoine Sibierski derby. Lovely little footballer, technically quite nice. But yeah, a Man City of old would have smashed through this. And is this Man City down, or is this Steve Bruce up? Is this a Steve Bruce bounce? Does he deserve more credit, Dave?
Well, I think I have got to give him a bit of credit now, because I got a bit of a bashing, didn't I, in one of the videos in a comment. And he's clearly installed some resilience in the team. Going down like 3 minutes later, they got the equaliser. Last 10 minutes of the game, De Bruyne scores a wonderful goal, and then Shelvey pops up.
Wonderful goal. Oh.
Yeah, and Shelvey pops up with a wonderful goal of his own. And yeah, credit to Steve Bruce. He seems to have sort of figured it out, I guess, ish. It's very impressive to draw 2-2 with Man City. No matter what sort of a funk they're in, it's very impressive. So
yeah, yeah, and so Dave got called out because we commented on how many goals were being scored by defenders at Newcastle, but obviously Steve Bruce was a prolific goal-scoring defender himself, so maybe there is something more to it than fortuitous, luck, really.
Yeah.
Because 8 of the last 10 goals have been scored by defenders, and that is when they have not been able to rely. I mean, Joelinton, Almiron, St. Maximin, they're not end products, are they? There's definitely not the end product there. So spreading those goals around is exactly what they need, and it's not the reliance on one player. It's being spread, so it's quite good, isn't it?
It is, and it's. I mean, you still would prefer your strikers to be scoring some goals. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
I mean, it is credit that they're getting goals from all over the pitch, but you can't. The point I was trying to make previously is that you can't rely on those goals, and I think that's the problem Newcastle might have. But you know, Almiron, has got his first assist of the season, or his career, is it?
Ever
at Newcastle? Yeah,
Newcastle, yeah, in his 24th match or something like that.
Yeah, so it's looking pretty positive for them in a time where they've had a bit of bleak, Benitez going and all that. It does look pretty good.
It did seem like it was. I mean, everybody was writing them off, and us included. And but no, it's edging toward the table. I mean, it was fortuitous yesterday. I mean, the goal. I mean, their XG yesterday was like 0.2. It's. I mean, but then again, City's XG was a lot higher, but they did score from a very low XG shot with De Bruyne's. What he thought was going to be a winner. Do you have a favourite of the goals, De Bruyne or Shelvey?
They're both very good. I can't really pick a favourite. I did like Shelvey's because it was a set piece, wasn't it? It was work to him on the edge of the box, and
yeah, I can't help but think there needs to be. Like, players don't give enough respect to that outside the box ball. Just chuck a man out there just to linger.
Yeah.
Surely spare one man out there just to linger, and because it's just invites that pressure in a player. I mean, is there a better feeling as a footballer, a ball dropping towards you and you're going to be hitting it? That's such a lovely feeling. So I imagine everyone on the edge of the box, and obviously they deploy the better players there, is thinking, "Oh, I'm going to fucking smash this in."
Yeah.
And
I mean, both of Newcastle's goals were outside the box, I think, weren't they? Jetro Williams one was.
Well, I reckon that was just inside.
Was it just inside? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Shelby does it. Shelby, of players with at least 15 Premier League goals, only 2 have got a higher ratio from outside the box than John Joe Shelby.
Steven Gerrard.
No.
No. Okay.
Amazingly, these both have links to each other and to John Joe Shelby. So they're both the other 2 players are both French and have also played for Newcastle.
Oh right. Laurent Robert.
Yeah.
And no, I can't think of the other one.
David Ginola.
David Ginola. Yeah.
Yeah, basically 2/3 of their goals, 64.7 for John Joe Shelby, up to 66.7 for David Ginola.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Man City dropped points again. It's not looking good, is it? It looks like.
I know it's 11 points behind now, and it's. We'll get on to Liverpool in a bit, but Liverpool are looking so nervy, scraping these 2-1 wins by all manner of different methods. It's only November, but Man City are not there at their heels. It's not like the pressure's getting to them because it's cut and thrust. It's because they were 9 points ahead before it. It's just surprising. So yeah, I think hopes of a title race pin on Leicester at the moment.
Yeah, it is the prayers and wishes of every football supporter other than Man City fans, I think. Other than Liverpool fans, sorry, is with Leicester. So anyway, on to Burnley Crystal Palace. Give me the name.
Yes, the Dele Adebola derby. Do you remember Dele Adebola?
I do remember Dele Adebola. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, decent left foot, I think. Yeah, I mean, this one didn't really. Wasn't. No one's going to be too interested in this match, but I think a lot of people would have thought Burnley would carry on. They've won the last 2 games 3-0, and Palace seemingly get up a little bit more for the bigger games. But this is a battle of 2 goalkeepers, I think. So Guaita for the Palace. I think when he first came in, and I was like, oh god, he's another rubber, because he replaced Hennessy, who I think is bang average.
Yeah.
But Guaita's come in and looks a very good shot stopper, and he probably knows more about the Nazis than Hennessy too.
He's definitely grown into the role. Not the role of a Nazi. I mean, as a goalkeeper.
But on the other side of it, Pope really did concede 2 pretty poor goals here, both near postish or kind of straight at him, and not great goalkeeping from him.
Yeah, the one from the schlup through his legs wasn't. It's always tough as a goalkeeper because they have to stand in that position, and it is a split-second decision to close your legs. But it wasn't the cleanest of strikes. It was a pretty decent hit, but
it's a method goalkeeper only really David De Gea displays. Is that he's happy to be more upright and use his feet, whereas a lot of goalkeepers want to ground themselves.
Yeah.
And get down with their body, and I must admit I would. Well, outfield players obviously would prefer to use their feet. I can stop this with my foot, but. Yeah, it's surprising how many. It's not a kind of very broadly adopted technique, because so many times they get made because they're just kind of trying to close and shut themselves down to the ground.
Yeah, very true. Is there anything else that stood out for this game from you, or shall we move on?
No, I think we'll move on. We'll move on there.
So London derby, Chelsea West Ham.
Yes, and you might think this is the Frank Lampard derby, or
Joe Cole.
Joe Cole. No, this is a Gokhan Toure derby. And
when did he play for Chelsea?
He was a youth player at Chelsea, I think, in similar, or maybe kind of signed young, but not obviously brought through their roof. A bit like, I'm going to forget his name now. Plays for Prague or Belgrade. Little Bosnian winger.
Tosic.
No. No, I've forgotten him. But yeah, when he signed on loan for West Ham a few years back, because obviously if they're a foreign player, attacking player, West Ham love to give him a go.
Yeah.
But what happened here? We can all point to it.
They didn't pick Roberto.
Roberto was out,
and a 33-year-old goalkeeper who's been at the club for like 8 years or something made his debut and kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, no, he was Millwall's goalkeeper last year, I think.
Only on loan.
Oh, was it only on loan?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been at West Ham for God knows how long. I'm pretty sure that's a stat I read. Yeah.
Oh, because he had a little bit of a spell at Liverpool when he was younger, like a 5-6 year. This is David Martin, for us not knowing it.
was at Liverpool for a loaned out period. Givenny went to. I think there was a Milton Keynes player before and after, and I think it was in. I've got a vague memory of being in the Millwall side, had a decent cup run last year, and he messed up near the end. I think it might have been against Wolves or Watford? Can't quite remember, but that was a telling sign, wasn't it? But change of goalkeeper, get a clean sheet, and a win away at a kind of all-firing Chelsea, and you got to ask Pellegrini why it took him so long to take Roberto out.
I just picture it as a sort of like what the defence must have just gone. Oh, thank God for that! Like we can
honestly,
play comfortably now and not have to worry about them crossing and shooting and
Well, the amount of pressure that you're under as a defender to know that you cannot let that shot go on target.
yeah.
With Roberto in goal, because do you know Roberto was previously signed, I think, by Benfica for like 8 million.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
think they also made a profit on selling him, even though he failed epically. But when they sold him back to Zaragoza for a little bit more, it's like, what the actual is that going?
Yeah,
Christ,
that is ridiculous, absolutely. But well done, West Ham, as you said.
Well done, West Ham. Yeah.
Good finish from Creswell as well for the goal.
A good old left back's kind of goal, isn't it? Most left backs will have one or two of those goals in their career locker, won't they?
Yeah.
That kind of chop in and then right foot swung into the far corner. But I think this for me showed how well Chelsea have come so far and ahead of a curve so far season, but it showed me that the squad isn't there to play the way that Frank Lampard wants to play. So Tammy Abraham, I think, he had a bit of an injury from midweek, so Giroud was in. I don't think Jorginho and Kovacic both played and have both been key to the way that Frank Lampard wants to play, so I think that it just shows that there will be these stutters as we go along, because you can't keep playing the same 11 week in, week out. You will need to rotate, or you need to or have to rotate.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good performance. You're up to date. Sorry, with the stats normally. What was XG in this?
In this match, so it was 2.7 to 1.1. So Chelsea did obviously create enough.
Yeah.
And, there was that cross on the right which swung and hit the post of David Martin's post and went out. It's like, you've got a feeling that if that was Roberto in goal, I'd have just swung in.
yeah. Or he would have. It was going wide, and he would have put it in. So
he'd got to claw around and just slid in past him. Yeah.
I will admit, sorry, I've just had a look and I did get my stats wrong. He wasn't at the club he's just signed for West Ham this year. His dad played for West Ham for 21 years.
Yes, Alvin Martin. Yes.
Yeah. Apologies.
Yeah, because there's an image after the match of him going into the stands.
Yeah.
To hug his dad, obviously, with tears, and lovely to see.
Very nice. But there you go, Pellegrini, drop Roberto, get the win. So
Pellegrini lives to fight another day. So I think the talk has died down of him being sacked. We'll wait and see how Marco Silva and Everton do this weekend, and obviously Watford already got rid of theirs. So next up we have the John Terry derby, because it's Aston Villa, Chelsea, and then West Ham are away at Wolves. So it's all go and go, because obviously this week coming is the Amazon Prime week, isn't it?
It is Amazon Prime week, and I'm hoping I'm going to get them here. I can watch all the games here on Singapore TV, so it doesn't really matter. But Amazon Prime. I look forward to your feedback about that, Josh. So,
I don't know I'm not sure if this is a fact or if I'm just hoping. But if you don't have Amazon Prime, why not to try the free 30-day trial? And you'll get both sets of matches, because there's this
round
of matches, and then also the Boxing Day run of matches, and obviously you can watch all matches. But we have games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night this week. So we have Thursday night Premier League matches, which is a bit of an oddity. So you will, if you wanted to watch for a whole 90 minutes, you will be able to watch three lots of matches, because there's games on 3 nights this week.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. So moving on, we're chatting about West Ham's goalkeeper troubles. Should we move on to Liverpool, who are now going to have some goalkeeper troubles of their own in the Merseyside derby next week?
Yeah, this is I think about perhaps insignificance of the troubles Everton have in general. The derby for this match, this is not a well-trodden path. The old Liverpool-Brighton route, limited players. So I've gone for Dean Saunders, over-spouting shit in the media, plays for both clubs. I mean, what is it with West Ham backup goalkeepers providing so many calamitous moments this season? Because, I mean, Adrian obviously used to be a backup goalkeeper and a first-choice goalkeeper at West Ham, but, I mean, Alisson here it's one of those things.
What was he doing?
One of those brain farts where the ball's there and your hand goes there instinctively, isn't it?
Do you think? Yeah, I was going to say, do you think it's just instinct that he's a goalkeeper and that's what he's trained to do? he just forgot where he was, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, because there's no benefit to him doing that.
No. Bizarre.
Especially the way the outcome of the free kick, which was super harsh on Adrian, I would say, because the referee...
He blew his whistle very quickly.
Yeah, that is harsh, because Adrian's coming on and needs to set up the ball himself, and he's still stood in his post, and Lewis Dunk, who's missed a few chances already, just drills it into the bottom left, and it's just like, you look at it and think, fuck me, Adrian, you can't do a thing right. But then, Christ, he almost did a thing massively wrong later on, where he spilled the easiest of shots.
Yeah.
Not only spills it, then pushes it towards goal, then dives in it. You see his little hand raise up when he's on the ground, like, sorry.
Yeah.
So I imagine the Liverpool defenders are feeling very much like West Ham defenders over the past few weeks, a little bit apprehensive.
Yeah, but I mean, well, you sort of touched on it before. Yeah, Liverpool not playing brilliantly, but getting results, and they needed big Virgil to do it.
Yeah,
to
carbon copy those goals through. And I keep saying this, and it keeps surprising me, but amount of goals that Liverpool score, which are just like managers like Big Sam would be happy about. It's like deep crosses in from just, because they're such beautiful crosses, you kind of think that's brilliant. But crossing is really an inefficient way of scoring goals, and it's not the most. It's a bit rudimentary as well. But crosses in, free kicks and corners in, headed goals. It's not. I don't know. I feel like I'm sounding bitter, but for a side who's top of the league, they do create some fantastic chances, but they haven't been this season. This is the thing. They've pushed up. They've got a higher defensive line, maybe, because they're conceding goals all the time. They're not scoring fantastic goals. It's not been cut and thrust, but obviously sides work you out and try and so they're still finding a way, which is fantastic. But yeah, it's not exactly vintage, I wouldn't say.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. The thing with these two goals from the corner is that I appreciated them because it shows how much, if you just beat that first man, how much of a difference it makes. Because everyone moans, he's hit the first man, he's headed it away. The first man. This is the corner. I can't remember if it was Van Dijk's first or second one, but it literally just cleared the Brighton man who was the first man, and it was on Van Dijk's head perfectly.
It'll be the second one because the first one was a bigger looper.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So it was... but yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, the corner.
But that also, I think that's what fans need to realise. So many fans criticise a player for not beating the first man.
But they're going for a very precise
they are
area.
aiming for just over the first man's head.
Yeah. So
it's not because they can't get it. If they could all get it high enough and loop it over and just dolly it into the middle, but the goalkeeper will catch that. The defender will see it coming and there's no pace on the ball. Will get it. It has a chance of being overhit. That is why they're trying to fizz it in right above, because then there's a number of heads that can then rush onto it. It's not because they're super shit. It's because the margin of error is very fine.
Agreed. But yeah, Liverpool go marching on because Man City dropped points. So come on, Leicester. Yeah,
I mean, it will be if Leicester can keep the pressure on it. It will be very interesting. It will be now interesting to see how City do in the Champions League, because they might see that is their route for glory, and it'll just be a flip reverse of last year maybe, which would not be beyond the realms of comprehension, would it?
No, it wouldn't. And I think we may have said that at the beginning of the season, that Liverpool put all of their eggs into the Premier League basket and Man City will put all of their eggs or more of their eggs into the Champions League basket, because that's what both teams really want to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it comes down to mentality, you're chasing your third title, and it's kind of like, well, or you're chasing your first ever Champions League title, which I think most people would always. I think a lot of players would always want that in their career. They want that in their locker. So I think that is going to be the big motivator for them. It's just you need both. You can't be playing badly in the league and then turn it on for Champions League. You need to be able to. You want to be running into it strong. So
just while we're talking about Champions League and Premier League, I was listening to another podcast recently.
What?
I know. Sorry, I feel like I'm cheating on football talk, but I was only listening. I wasn't on it, so okay. It's all right. And they had a question of, would you rather win the Premier League or the Champions League? And it caused a bit of a rift. What's your answer, Josh? If you can only win one.
Ooh,
Not you, obviously, your club, Tottenham.
So my club could only ever win one. Do you know what? I think it might be Premier League.
Yeah, that was my answer. Yeah. That's what I thought.
I think it would be, because it shows that because Spurs winning the Champions League last year, I'm not sure every other fan would have gone, oh god, yeah, you see how you won it though, really, stumbled to that, whereas you really can't with as much as people people just, you don't downplay Leicester's achievement, because it's after over 38 games, sides
you play everyone twice.
You should learn it by then. It's a much more sustained
dominance over 9 months. So I'd go Premier League.
Okay, let us know in the comments below, listeners, as well. Which would you prefer your team to win, the Champions League or the Premier League? If you can only win it once. But Josh, talking about Tottenham, let's move on. Give me a derby.
Oh my goodness, for Darren Anderson derby, and now I want to have a shout out to Steve Cook here. He did his best Stephen Taylor impression as he slid in, handballed the ball, and then feigned being winded by the ball. That's all that VAR should have looked at. They should have looked at Steve Cook's reaction and gone, penalty. Yeah. He's absolutely bullshitting there, and I still can't quite work out how they haven't given a penalty for that.
I know. According to the rule, is any touch of the hand in the box is a penalty. How is that not a penalty?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah, but Spurs go again. Spurs in the first 70 minutes rush to a 3-0 lead, and I think I need to double check this, but I think West Ham and Bournemouth's goals were both scored, in both matches scored in exactly the same minutes.
73 and 96. I think you might be right. Yeah, you're right.
And so it doesn't seem like Spurs have quite learned the way of parking the bus yet. The way the bus has not been taught, because we are just.
It's got to put petrol back in it before it can move. It's got to drive from Manchester to London. So,
if you told me what kind of goals does Harry Wilson score, I'd be like, he's got a free kick in his locker, and he's got that lovely sweeping left-footed shot into the back in front of him, and that is both the goals that were scored.
Yeah.
But this is Dele Alli. I said previously, last week, that he's a perfect Mourinho player, and he's been crying out to be back in his position. And Mourinho said, apparently when he first met Dele Alli, he's like, are you Dele Alli, or are you Dele Alli's brother?
Yeah.
Who's been playing recently, and this is, I think seemingly Dele Alli's shithead brother is actually called Jesse Lingard. I think I made that joke last week. But yeah, that role just off Harry Kane was best for both of them when they about 2-3 years ago. The amount of goals and assists Ali got and Kane got, and that's the thing that a lot of fans have been looking at Ali's stats and going, he's not getting anywhere near that. It's because he hasn't played that role since. He's not been doing that, and now he's up there doing that, and he's just reaping awards. He's played 6 games so far in the league season, scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
A couple of assists. Yeah, he's back on it.
Very nice. I do want to put a credit as a centre back. I do want to put a shout out to that pass from Toby Alderweireld for the first goal, where it went. I think out to, was it Son Heung-min? He put it in front of him. What a pass that was! Absolutely.
It's lovely from Son as well, isn't it? Do you think that's a pass, or is it a heavy touch?
I think it's a pass. I think it's a pass. Yeah, I think he meant it. Yeah, I think he meant it as a pass. Does it concern you conceding late goals? Is it going to come back, or do you think Mourinho will sort that out? Because it's what he does.
I think he'll sort it out. It will be either changing the transfer market in January. This may continue, for a few more weeks till we sort something out. But I would imagine that you're looking at in Eric Dyer on the pitch is just not providing enough cover. And it will be one training. Mourinho loves a solid defensive side, so our side isn't beyond the. It's not like we haven't been able to defend very well before. We previously defended very well, but then it will just be if it doesn't work with the players, we'll just get a new player.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so the final
quick question on Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson, obviously on loan from Liverpool. Do you think we'll see him in a Liverpool shirt?
I think we will. I would think I've just got a feeling that this summer someone is going to offer, probably Real Madrid is going to offer absolutely stupid money for Salah, like as in can't turn down money, or maybe Mane, and then I think Harry Wilson they'll come in because they won't buy a ready replacement.
That is a little bit of a concern I have for Liverpool players, is that Klopp's obviously been there 4 years.
Yeah.
And if they win the title this season, the players would have achieved a Champions League win and a title win.
Yeah, it's everything you need.
Do they then? They're all kind of reaching peak age now. It could be that they all want to stick around and win more together, but it all could be they go, okay, I've ticked that box in my career. Especially say if Jurgen Klopp was to go, I'm going somewhere else, because it's like, oh god, that is a big
issue.
I don't think it'll all happen all at once, but I do think
But no, I think you just. What I meant to say is, sorry, the point is that it just takes one.
Yeah, I agree with
kind
that.
of like
I think it does, yeah.
Kante leaving after Leicester win the title. It just takes one, and it's a very different proposition.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely agree. So, and then on to the final game of the weekend, which was also Quique Sanchez Flores' final game in charge of Watford.
Yeah, Gregor Raziak derby, the former Spurs legend. Okay. Yeah, and what a huge win for Southampton.
Yeah.
Huge win. Cannot be underestimated how big that win is.
Hasenhüttl getting the win.
Hasenhüttl, yeah, and I mean their first half performance was atrocious from Southampton. It really was just absolutely nothing. But second half, we obviously have a special team player, James Ward-Prowse.
Lovely free kick.
At it again, but I mean Sofiane Boufal is just—he's a lovely player. He changed it, and it also changed when Quique Sanchez Flores took De La Feu off. It's kind of like you take. I mean, I don't quite know what Sanchez Flores is kind of doing there, but
he took him off when, he did take them off when they had the 1-0 lead, didn't he? They were 1-0 up when he came off, and it's. I can understand
that's a player who would always keep on.
But you do think De La Feu would be a player you always keep on. I agree with that. So, but I hope that's the turn of form that Southampton needed, and they go up, and you sort of think if Everton are not going to get out of this rut, they might get a new manager bounce, which might push them up. But if they don't, then Southampton can easily leapfrog them. It's just that goal difference of the bottom three is absolutely dreadful.
And I mean, Leicester's and Southampton's goal difference is really exacerbated by that one match, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah. The goal difference element is like being a golfer, isn't it? Yeah. Your shots all count, and it really is impacted there.
Yeah,
but I mean, Southampton have Norwich at home midweek, and then Newcastle, and then West Ham, and then Villa. It's just like that is really key. That you know, that's why you look at the table after Christmas and you know where a lot better where things stand, because games come thick and fast.
Yeah.
And you're also at a halfway point then, and so like wow, you can really see what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. And so, just to let the listeners know when we're recording this, it is half time in the Sunday games, and Norwich are beating Arsenal 2-1, so Josh will be happy with that.
Oh!
And Wolves are 1-0 down at home to Sheffield United. The Arsenal game apparently has been full of drama. That's why my phone's been vibrating, if you could hear that in the background.
Yeah, we have Pookie and Cantwell. What happened with Cantwell in that period then? Because Cantwell looked like he was super arrogant again last week. He looked like he was back on it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe a little bit of kind of fatigue is acclimatising to a lot of basic division. But apparently there's a retake penalty for Aubameyang to get there.
Yeah.
Goal. I don't know the details, but I'm sure.
Encroachment.
When you listen to this, you'll probably already know more than us.
Yeah, exactly. So, there we go. And then obviously we've got a few fixtures happening later on today or tomorrow morning, from my point of view. Leicester Everton. Leicester win. Can you see anything else other than Leicester win?
Can't see anything past that, and that is a Monday morning Marco Silva bye.
Yeah,
that is the case, and he can go back to Watford. And
true. Man United Villa, thoughts on that one?
So it's funny because when we spoke last week, it was Sheffield United, Man United. And you said 3-0, and I said a draw, and we were both right because I was right.
I wasn't. I definitely wasn't right.
But 3 goals, it was 3-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good game.
So what are you feeling here? Then we'll smash 2 together.
2-1 United.
Oh, do you? Do you want to revise that?
No, I think it'll be 2-1 United. Yeah, it bloody better be. I'm staying up to watch it.
Oh, are you currently 13 for 13? Have you watched all games so far?
Yeah, I haven't missed one. Yeah, I even saw the first half of the Astana game.
Oh shit, Dave!
Yeah, I know. In the league, I'm 13 for 13.
With that lineup?
Yeah, even with that lineup, I did the first half and I went to bed with 1-0 up. Woke up 2-1 loss. I was like, fair enough. But in the league, I am 13 from 13. Yeah.
No, I do think that I think my United way depends on. I think Grealish is back at it. I think it was quite a good match. When's Paul Pogba back? Is he?
Potentially for this game, but I don't think so. He's back in England after having the treatment in Miami, but they think it's more likely against Spurs than in this game. McTominay could be back though.
Just quickly, then, are you excited about United Spurs midweek?
It'll be very interesting. It's a game again. I think what time's the kickoff in the UK? Like 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, it'd be something like that. Yeah.
So it's 4 o'clock in the morning for me. It's going to be a killer.
You're going to be getting up watching that,
I'll be watching it. Yeah, I'll be watching it. Don't you worry about me, lad.
Oh, well, we can text watching that then, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7:30 this one is, so it helps you a little bit. I don't know, actually, does it?
Actually, it would be the later the better, because then I can just get up, watch it, and then go straight to work.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, you know what time it is, Josh. Now we've done the games.
I do.
You know what time it is. I got a wiki file. Here comes a wiki file. I got a wiki file for you. Hey! Right, I have sent Josh a wiki file for this week. If you're new to the podcast, Wikifiles is something we do every week where we send a snippet of someone's Wikipedia, a footballer's Wikipedia page showing just the stats. And they have 2 rules we have to follow. They have to have played in the Premier League after 1996, the Paul Rideout rule, and they have to have made over 30 appearances in the Premier League, which is the Lorik-Kana rule. So Josh, if you see it, say it.
Do you know what? We really should approach a number of footballers on Twitter and social media to get them to read out their Wikipedia page for us. Not their Wikipedia, just the Wikifiles.
Read out the Wikipedia page. That'll take a long time for some footballers.
Yes. Surely, they're not going to get any remuneration for it, but I mean, imagine if you had this player talking through, and he might be able to add a little bit here and there. I feel like we need to just approach a number of footballers and request their.
We can start with Stuart Taylor, fan of the pod.
Yes,
we said we'd get him on. So
yeah. Right then. Right. So let's have a look at this lad who started at Doncaster Rovers. Oh my goodness, Dave. Before I was born, he was started at Doncaster Rovers and played there 3 years, 66 appearances, 12 goals. Then moved to the mighty Sheffield United, the Blade, 198 appearances, 83 goals. Loved it there. But then, he's still staying in Yorkshire, so moved across to Leeds, 138 appearances, 32 goals. But no, he loved Sheffield too much. He went back and spent a year there, 24 appearances, 11 goals. Scoring goals, a striker. Then he...
This comes out of nowhere.
Yes, no, yeah. It comes out of nowhere, but he follows an English manager over there, a Scottish manager over there actually, and plays for Benfica for a year, 18 appearances, 7 goals. So imagine not many players in the Portuguese league would come up against a player like this, but he comes back and still loves. Oh, I was looking down his list here, and he stays in North England, all bar one, or Midlands maybe. He then moves back to Middlesbrough, up in the northeast, 87 appearances, 18 goals. And he's scoring goals wherever he goes, Dave. He's got some talent, this lad.
Yes.
Leicester City then take him for a couple of years. 52 appearances, 19 goals. And he goes to the big smoke, West Ham. Love it. No, he doesn't love it. He spends a year there. 26 appearances, 6 goals. Back up to Leeds again for a season, 31 appearances, 6 goals. And then on the other side, to another northeastern side, goes to Sunderland. 4 appearances and 0 goals.
He's dwindling here, isn't he? He's dwindling off quickly.
He's dwindling. He's like, right, I can eke as much money out of as possible. I'm going over to sunny Perth in Western Australia.
Yeah.
7 appearances, 1 goal, and then back for his 3rd spell ever at the mighty Sheffield United.
Right, now before you say who it is, because I think you know who it is, give me the fact that made me land on this profile.
I was about to say, that was literally where I was about to go, Dave. So you watched Sheffield United versus Manchester United last week, and they mentioned this player scoring the first ever Premier League goal. Is that right?
He did. Against Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel. Oh, it was in that match. Was that his first ever Premier League game?
Was it? Yeah, it was the first ever Premier League game.
And then I also mentioned that he followed Graham Souness out to Portugal with Benfica, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's why he went there. I think there was a couple of other English lads went out there as well, because obviously you've got to stick to your own out there. Graham Souness bringing in the I think was Dean Saunders actually one of them.
It might have been, yeah. It might have been.
Mentioned him earlier as the Brighton-Liverpool derby. Yes, he's been in 98-99. Dean Saunders was in Benfica. 17 appearances, 5 goals. I'd love to.
And he was alongside.
Alongside Brian Dean. Brian Dean, yes.
Brian Dean, yeah.
That surprised me. Came out of my mouth before he knew it.
But yeah, a very interesting career. I thought it might be a little bit tougher, but I didn't realise you knew the Benfica trip so well.
There must have been something I don't know. It must have been something earlier, kind of a year ago or something like in the news around players playing under Benfica, under Souness and Benfica, because I hadn't realised it until that was mentioned.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not quite sure what the link was there. But yes, I mean, do you have memories of Brian Dean?
Other than the video memories I have of him scoring the first goal, because I've seen it so many
kind
times.
Of real life memories. I don't remember. I mean, what are we talking? What are we talking Premier League here? I mean,
well, his Premier League was 92 to 93 Sheffield United, 93 to 97 Leeds were in the Premier League at some point. Sheffield United probably not. Don't think they were there 97, 98, but Leicester and Leeds in 04, 05 were both Premier League. So he played a good number of appearances.
Yeah.
In Premier League, yeah. So, do you know what he's up to nowadays?
No, is he He's not a manager. I doubt that.
He was a manager.
Oh, was he?
He was a
manager.
manager.
Who did he manage?
He managed Sarpsborg 08.
You are going to have to tell me where Sarpsborg from. I'm going to go for Scandinavia.
It is Scandinavia. Do you want to go a bit more specific?
Sarpsborg, Denmark.
Oh, Norway. He lasted 2 and a bit years in management, and he is now
not bad stint in management. Yeah.
He is now a club owner.
Oh,
He owns Flores KF in Kosovo. Well,
What?
he's a part owner because it's got 50% English investors and 50% local investors. So he's one of the English investors. Yeah, isn't it?
right. And I've just looked into it now. So Dean Saunders and Brian Dean were there in response to Porto signing. Porto in response signed Mario Jardel, who went on to score 166 goals in 169 games, because they formed a little large partnership. But they also came in was Mark Pembridge and Michael Thomas. So
Bloody hell.
a real old British invasion over there.
Yeah. Do you want to guess at Brian Dean's England stats? If you
Oh, he's got nothing. He's got nothing in their locker. Sure, a B cap.
You're going one solitary B cap.
One B cap, yeah.
Well, he played 3 times for England B, and I reckon every single time he impressed because he also got 3 caps for England. So
Oh,
0
any goals?
No, 0 goals.
Oh,
Couldn't do it at international.
no, go back to B level.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Well done, Brian Dean.
Go. Well done, Brian Dean. Well done, Josh, for getting it right. And well, I think are we going back to the most impossible quiz you've ever asked me?
Yes, you currently, a little bit afraid of going back to it. I'm going to give you some clues. I'll talk along the way, all right, Dave?
Okay.
All right. So the question posed was after Rafinha won the Copa Libertadores with Flamengo this week, he added to his UEFA Champions League trophy winners medal with Bayern Munich, and a further 9 players have won both competitions. Dave is successfully named after a scattergun approach to famous footballers: Ronaldinho, Neymar, Carlos Tevez, and Dida. He currently has outstanding 5 more players, all defenders. We have 2 Brazilian right backs, 1 Argentinian left back, 1 Argentinian centre back, and 1 Brazilian centre back.
Right.
So let's start.
Before I
with
get any
2
clues.
Brazilian.
No, hang on.
2
Before I get
Brazilian
any clues,
right backs.
Hang on.
Any more?
Yeah.
Any more clues?
Before I get clues, I'm gonna go with Zanetti.
Nope. You might as well shove that right up your bottom.
Okay.
That is wrong.
Bollocks. Okay, give me the clues. Bring on the clues.
Okay, so we have 2 Brazilian right backs who have won it. I'll give you the Libertadores wins with Santos in 2011 alongside Neymar, and the other won it with Sao Paulo in 92-93.
Cafu.
Cafu won it with Sao Paulo and also the Champions League with Milan.
Who did the right back win it with in... Oh, hang on. Is it the guy that played for Chelsea, signed from Barcelona?
No, not Giulio Belletti. No, this player is still playing and recently got a transfer to Juventus, right back.
Dani Alves.
More recently got a transfer to...
I was going to say, because I said Dani Alves.
Yes,
so I would have been really annoyed
you got a question why you asked it again.
Because I thought you might not have heard me. Recently to Juventus?
Recently as in this summer. From Man City. Won the Champions League with Real Madrid.
Danilo.
Danilo. How'd you get that, Dave? That's very good.
Yeah, thanks. Did it all by
okay,
myself.
so now we're left with. I'll finish off Brazilians and we'll go to Argentina. So this Brazilian won it with Palmeiras in 1999, and then with Milan in 2003. He was a centre back, and I think somewhat overrated. And I don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of a Brazilian Milanese centre back.
He was probably in the defence in the. I imagine he's probably got a World Cup winners medal to add to his list there as well. Actually, let's have a look.
Oh,
yeah,
he
2002 World Cup.
Really, really good on Champ Manager. I swear. Oh my god, that's going to really bug me.
He may have had an older brother because this one's called Junior.
Oh my god! Did he play for Leeds? Did he have a really weird season at Leeds?
He did have a weird season at Leeds.
What's his name? What is his name?
If only he appeared more than 20 times rather than the 5, I'd be shoving that boy in.
Yeah.
In a.
What's his
Wikifiles.
name?
It's Roque Junior.
Oh, I just got it, and you bloody ruined it for me.
Yes, that is my fault.
Yeah, overrated, definitely.
Right, now we have 2 Argentinians. So one for Boca,
Gabriel
one
Heinze.
for River. Nope.
Oh.
They're both left-footed though.
One
One
for
was probably is known as like the hardest player ever. He was an absolute beast of a centre back. One was managed by Jose Mourinho, winning the Champions League with Inter Milan and Boca in 2010.
I'd maybe go like Materazzi, but
The Italian Materazzi.
oh yeah, no, definitely not him then.
No,
Paletta.
No, this is Walter Samuel.
Oh bollocks! Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
He was always very good in like Pro Evo as well.
Yeah,
he's
he was.
a
Yeah.
solid player. Now this one, this is a name which made me do this quiz because I've not heard that name in a long time. So this is a left back, left midfielder. Had a couple of pretty much. I think he pretty much failed in Europe, and so he tried Europe a lot of times. So he went. This is his career: Argentinos Juniors, Juventus, River Plate, Cruzeiro, on loan to Lazio, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain. Then he signs for Villarreal, then for Hamburg, then back to Cruzeiro, and it's kind of like he never really played lots for any of them, really.
Bloody hell. Argentinian left back.
Yeah, played 75 games for Argentina in the end. Long hair, big old ponytail. I think he's part of the Villarreal side with Riquelme, I think.
Yeah, I think I can picture him. I just have no idea of his name.
That's fine. It's Juan Pablo Sorin.
Oh yeah. He didn't have a ponytail. He wore a hairband.
Did he?
Yeah, long flowing hair with a white hairband.
Yes,
normally.
yeah.
Yeah.
He did. You're right.
Juan Pablo Sorin. Yeah. Oh, you should sign him.
little-
You could sign
a
him
little
from
bit
River
of-
Plate. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of hair, just under the bottom lip, that bit that grows down.
Yeah.
Call it.
The pedotash. No offence to anyone that's got a moustache like that that's listening.
But
yeah.
that's an offence to pedos. So
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
I feel
okay.
like you cursed me after that quiz, Dave. I reckon.
I'm. That was tough. That was very
Yeah.
tough. That is the toughest quiz question I've had, I reckon.
Yeah, I apologise. I'll loosen the reins next week, or unless.
Well, next week I reckon my quiz will be ready for you, Josh. And we all know how shit I am at facts. So.
And will that then be the next time? Are you now going to upgrade all the questions?
No, because I've got the basis of it. I've got the basis of the questions, but it's more of an actual I ask a question, you give me an answer, rather than name.
We're going to do a little bit of a trivia round type thing, yeah.
Sort of thing. Because I'm doing it, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, any other business? AOB, as they say.
AOB. Oh yes, quickly. Just Super 6.
Oh god, I forgot to do
not
it.
much change this week. Yeah, and you know what? I forgot to do it last weekend, and it's annoying because I'm in a league at work where the winner each month gets 50 quid, and I'm something like 5 points off top for this month. And so if I'd have actually put anybody in and done any form of guesses, I probably would have got myself at least 5 points.
Yeah.
But yes, I am second at the moment. Tom Hennigan is running away with it. He's now 17 points ahead of me.
Oh, wow.
But yes, Dave, you're still there, second from bottom. you're doing a Southampton there with Samuel Bettany doing a Watford.
Ooh.
But this week, it's pretty tight. Both Culture Left Foot and Owen East forgot to do any inputs. So
Yay.
yeah, so it's all going well, and hope you're enjoying it. And remember, each week there'll probably be another midweek round this week, I'd imagine, with the Premier League.
There probably will be. Okay. Well, thanks for the update on the Super 6, and try and not do what I do and try and actually remember to always input your guesses or guesstimates or guesses.
Just shove some numbers in.
Shove some numbers in. Yeah. Seriously, that's all you need to do, and I still forget to do it. Time difference, Josh. That's my downfall.
Yeah.
That's my downfall. Yeah. But thank you very much for listening, everybody. You can get us. At the moment, we're having a little bit of technical issues with Spotify, but you can find our back catalogue there. Just search for Football Talk or Michael Ballsack or Div Kokorigi. You'll find us. We're also on YouTube, which is where most of the viewers come from, so you can find us at Football Talk on YouTube. We've got a nice black logo with a nice green thing, and it says Football Talk. Josh designed it himself, so well done, Josh, for that. And you can find us on SoundCloud, where we don't have any issues whatsoever, and every episode is uploaded there, and you can hear the whole back catalogue there as well. And we are very much gaining followers on SoundCloud, Josh. We're doing very well on SoundCloud. You can also follow us on Twitter, where we put out a weekly question or poll for you guys to answer. You can find us at Football Talk, but remember,
there's no A in football.
There's no A in football because some bastard nicked it and won't give it back. But thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week with another review of the fixtures and the news that's happened over the last week. For now, we're out. Cheers.